So I'm Scott Lawrie, I'm director of the Vivian, the new director of the Vivian. That's only been about 6 or 7 weeks now, and hugely excited to take over the Vivian and take it into its new chapter really. It's had 5 wonderful years. We're looking forward to the next 5. We've got a terrific programme for next year. We're making it more of a community hub. You'll see a different brand come January next year. We're going to rebrand the Vivian and make it more of a dynamic, exciting space for artists and art lovers. There's nothing like the Vivian in New Zealand. There's nothing like it. There is no model for a gallery like this. The building was purpose-built. It comes across 3 galleries: the North Gallery for curated shows, the Studio Gallery for smaller, more dynamic shows, and then the Lounge Gallery where you actually get to sit and experience a lot of the work. And it's in 3 acres of landscaped grounds. It's going to be perfect for sculpture in the summer. Well, this is a show by Peter Panyoczki with a guest artist, Raewyn Turner. And this was a surprising show for us because this show was pre-arranged for the gallery by Helen before I took over, and we were unsure what to expect. So I got to go to Peter's studio to have a look and help select the works for it. And when we saw it in the gallery, when we walked in during hanging, we knew we'd nailed it. It's a fascinating show and he's a fascinating artist.
We can say tree or cloud.
This show in particular is more an overview show. It doesn't have a particular theme. Therefore, I have works here which go back almost 20 years when I came to New Zealand. There are a few small ones from that time. There are sculptural elements here which are back 2003, something like that. And the rest are quite fairly recent works. I would say 3-4 years old, and a few very new ones as well. So there's no overall concept as such, but it pinpoints to it shows the general theme I have in my work, which is actually where are we coming from, where are we going to. So it actually makes a whole bow from birth with the eggs to death, basically, you know, and what is in between, the quests we have, what is the life made out of, what is the world, what are we made out of, and it triggers those questions, and then each work is individually, except maybe the 3 which have some connections, but they're all individual works which are there for contemplation, basically.
It's coming into place. Then there is this division of the subject.
The Braille works are particular. I started Braille probably 10 years ago to work with Braille as a metaphor, to say with that we are the ones who lost the capacity to read the world and ourselves. So I used the blind language to show that fact. And also I love the structure of the Braille as such, the orthogonal structure, which when you look at it, you see of course irregularities and you start to ask yourself, does it have a meaning? And then you find maybe out that is indeed meaningful, that it's a text. And there is an analogy to the way we look at the world when we come into the world. So we see an enigmatic assemblage of objects, and then we start to read it. So and then we make our own sense, or give it a meaning. So this Braille triggers or tries to be analog to this process of recognition of consciousness. And of course, I have always given the clue for the riddle with the text next to it. It's usually there are philosophical texts or poems which are next to it. And these particular braille works in here, the one which is in the entrance gate, the Jasmine Connects, is a work which is a contribution to the Arab upheaval, in the Maghreb and Egypt, where the jasmine was a symbol for that revolution, the Jasmine Revolution, the same in China as well. So it looks like a very decorative piece, but the text on it in Braille is the preamble of the Declaration of Human Rights. So, it's a bit subversive. And these two works, which have Braille as well, one, the Hands, is a 100-year-old friend of ours, Gwyneth. She just recently deceased, unfortunately. But that's her hands, and the hands are always a very strong symbol for our humanity. We are homo faber, we are doing things. And all the traces are in the hands. It shows what we have done, where we are, who we are. And the other one is actually a contribution to my father. He passed away just now in June. But I have done this work from a small photograph which we took with us from Hungary, because we are refugees. In '56 we went to Switzerland, and we had just a few things, and that is one of the objects. My father making a bike tour with a friend, biking with a friend near the Danube during the war in 1942, and him holding the bike, and behind him the Danube, where my mother swam with me when she was 9 months pregnant. And it's a homage to my father, and the title is "Do We Ever Meet Again?" And it has a Samuel Beckett text, a beautiful text next to it, or actually imprinted as in Braille. So yeah, these are these Braille works.
So Raewyn's work was really interesting. It's very complementary in many ways to Peter's work, in that it's quite sensory work. So she's done an installation plus a little piece to do with smell, to do with your olfactory senses. So this show will run from now until the 30th of October. We'll have a week to rehang a new show, which is the Small Show. And just before Christmas, we'll have State of Play, which is our annual show of the best work from Vivian artists.
This space is just perfect for different artworks. I think everything you hang in here gets enhanced by the sheer space. The light is right, the atmosphere is good, it's not pretentious, it brings you down on a human level. It's not those untouchable spaces you have many times in galleries. So this is very approachable, and I'm very happy to show in here, because it really brings the message through as well.
So remember, the Vivian, it's not our gallery, it's your gallery. Do come for a visit, sign up to our Facebook page, get yourself registered online, and most important of all, come with your friends and visit us. You're more than welcome.